The true next level of life will require a level of ruthlessness in you. Not a push through, not a hurt yourself, not a David Goggins beat yourself up. If that's your flavor of ice cream, go for it. If you want to force things in your life, but you can get the result, get burned out. I don't know about you. I'm more about having true power than trying to force everything. I don't think force works. If you get the result and you're burnt out, hurt, exhausted, to me, it didn't work. Or we can be too much on the new age spirituality side and love and light and what meditation are you going to do to activate your divine masculine, and we're not really fucking doing much of anything or actually producing the result. We're talking about it and going to the next cacao mushrooms meditation ceremony, which I think those things are great, but they're a bit incomplete. So what do I mean you have to be ruthless? Ruthlessly honest with who you're becoming and what you want, and ruthless with saying no to what's not that. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got from an ex-girlfriend, I don't remember if we had broke up for the first time or the second time, and this is, more than 10 years ago I was dating her. It was my first Colombian girlfriend. And she told me something, I'll never forget it. It probably is the best piece of advice, or it's one of them. She told me something like, well, you're honest, you're a good guy. I think you're always trying to do your best. She said, but I need to be with someone who really knows who they are and who really knows where they're going. My ego did not like hearing that shit at the time. I was a bit butthurt 10 years ago, and she was totally right. When you get to a certain point in your life where you know you want to go, it'll actually hurt not going there. The porn, the weed, the numbing out, the excuses, the whatever your thing is, the girls on Tinders, strippers, prescription drugs, whatever it is, will actually start to hurt. When you know there's something bigger, when you know you're dating these women casually and you know there's a deeper calling in your heart to create something. I was just talking to someone recently, and he's lived around the world. He's had sex with a lot of beautiful women. And he said something really cool. He's like, not only do I want that relationship now, I want someone I can really go deep with and connect sexually. And it takes a level of balls and courage as a man, first of all, to understand that, because that is a thing. But next, to actually really own it. Because I'll talk to other guys. I can think of another guy I talked to not that long ago. And he was like, yeah, bro, I'm in this city and I'm dating like 4 girls. I was like, well, do you want to, commit to any of them, date, have kids? No. Will that change later? No, they're not that type of girl. So as many of you guys know, whether we call it this or not, we have like the lover bucket, like casual sex, and we have girlfriend, wifey material. And sometimes that can be like 2 different buckets. Like she's a girlfriend, like, oh no, this is proper wifey. So he's doing that and he's like, yeah, I'll just keep dating these 4 girls. And maybe I'll meet like my wife, my soulmate while I'm doing this. No, you won't. Yeah, you could also get struck by lightning while winning the Powerball. Probably not. Hard enough to win the Powerball. To get winning the Powerball while God throws a lightning bolt in your ass? Probably not. So as men, we get to a certain point where our no is more honorable, more powerful than our yes. And we get confused at times like, well, what's the ultimate morning routine? Do I do this thing? Is it how much time in the ice bath or the sauna or CrossFit? Or did I put on my barefoot shoes? Or how many minutes of red light therapy? Should I do red light therapy, or do I put my balls in the sun? Or do I have, steak and eggs, or do I have this superfood smoothie? Those things are all great, probably. But it's really not about adding the new biohacking technique or protocol. It's about stripping away what's not us, or said differently, the lies. Wanting to build an amazing relationship with a woman and Not just create that relationship that's fun, passionate, amazing, sexually wild, deeply nurturing, where you're growing, contributing, having fun, you're madly in fucking love. Yes, it exists. No, most people that you listen to out there that have been married 40 years have terrible advice. I have found out for the last nearly 15 years of interviewing people. If you want that magnificent relationship that creates this family unit as the nuclear family is fucking dying in America and around the world, as there is, that's a whole nother video, probably an attack that's intentional against healthy couples, individuals, men and women, and creating a beautiful family. If you want that stuff, and the question before I get to the next part and how that echoes through eternity of the legacy of generations that you were the dude who decided to break up the family bullshit that's happened for hundreds of years so you could create something different, something special, something fucking magical. But we're fucking around on Tinder with 4 girls that we don't even like. That won't happen. So in the next level of life, we have to be fucking ruthless. I spent $15,000 in the last 2 months on my health. I did not want to spend $15,000. If you would have asked me 2.5 months ago, I would have said, that's quite a bit of money to spend. I'm doing a wire transfer next week for another $25,000 for the most intense health protocol I've done in my life. For me, we'll get off relationships for a second. I know I have to be fucking ruthless. And that can be in a beautiful way. Again, not to beat yourself up, but ruthless to go, this is what I want. This is what I'm doing. Yeah, I have a bit of fear. I'm not afraid, but I do have fear at times to put my heart and my balls on the line and fucking do it. And the same thing is going on with the women you're dating, or maybe who you're not dating. You're afraid to ask that girl out because, man, if she really feels like wifey material. And I would recommend not using the word the one, because if you think there's only one, again, better chances of, in a different way, winning the Powerball while God throws lightning in your ass. If you think there's one human on planet Earth you're supposed to be with, talk about scarcity. But if you're going to go ask out the girl that, like, wow, man, she stands out, you got to be ruthlessly honest and courageous to go fucking do it. Because if you feel that way and you don't do it, it's you lying to you. And who am I? I'm just some random short bald dude from Wisconsin on YouTube. You don't need to listen to me, but to listen to yourself. That if you know that's what your heart is calling, that, man, it would be an honor to be rejected by this chick. Maybe it is my future wife. Maybe it's the girl that I date for 6 months that I learn a bunch of stuff and it leads me to my wife. To be ruthless with yourself, which is a balance of at times being gentle and knowing, man, I'm going to burn myself up, I got to sleep. And also as guys, leaning into our edge and really challenging ourselves. And there's certain things that need to be done on your own as a man in your own individual growth. And whether it's a therapist, a coach, a friend, and ideally a group of guys that are really going for it. Because if you're not where you want to be and you're not willing to get ruthless, you're going to just be comfortable, which sucks. Comfort can be worse than crack. At least crack you can recognize there's a problem, shouldn't be smoking crack, right? No one is confused that even people that smoke crack, I assume, know crack is a bad idea. The world is going to demand another level of you to show up for you. And it's for you to check in with you, to be honest with yourself, to know what is that really. There's never been more options and more expansion on this planet, in this universe, than right now. You can pick up a cell phone and make tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars from your living room. That didn't exist a decade ago, really. Let's say it didn't exist at all 20 years ago, kind of a decade ago. You can pick up your phone and look at girls on OnlyFans and order some dude to bring you the best weed in town, to go meet your buddies, to get drunk at the bar, to swipe on the next girl for the week on Tinder. Or maybe you're swiping a lot and Tinder ain't what it used to be. Not only are you not getting laid, but you're wasting your time with something that's not true. Now you feel worse, like, man, I'm on Tinder and I can't even get women on here, or this and that. The key to the next level of life is to get honest and to get ruthless with yourself and find out where is that edge in your life. To challenge yourself, to push yourself to the edge, not break it and push yourself over and burn yourself out and hurt yourself and go the other way where you need to really recover, but also not to be comfortable. Because the truth is, we know when we're being weak with ourselves. And what's worse than being weak is actually sitting in it and denying it and justifying it. And no one can bullshit us more than we can bullshit ourselves. Thanks for tuning in. Phil Jelovic, signing off.